I wanted to introduce a little more about motions, so I thought I would take you to the First Judicial District's homepage, and there's a click here for court forms, which I'm clicking, and which I'll click again in another moment, and hope it will cooperate. There it is, it's cooperated now. We go to Court of Common Pleas Trial Division, and it gives us a little menu, and as we scroll down, we like motions and petition filing forms. So we click on that, and it gives us a whole array of different items. The one that we're going to look to for the moment is a motion petition packet. And we click on that. And it will take us, hopefully, to the motion petition packet. And I can run through that with you. We'll get rid of this other help. And this is a motion cover sheet. Now you might be saying, wait a minute, didn't we do a cover sheet to file the complaint? Yes, we did. In Philadelphia, in the First Judicial District, there are so many motions that they have to treat them all as a separate case. So they're each given a separate control number. If you've ever worked with a database, databases will sometimes give something an entirely different number, which is a control number separate from anything else, so that you can have a way to refer to it distinct from its other reference numbers or reference symbols. So each motion gets a cover sheet and it gets a control number. And basically anytime you either file a motion or respond to a motion, you need to run through this and answer these. These are basically pretty straightforward. It says motion, you check that, whether you're plaintiff, defendant, what the term is. Scrolling down, there are a few different types of case programs, and I didn't go into those early on in the course because I think that they get us sidetracked. The one that we're going to use mostly will be what are called a Day Forward Major Jury Program. I'll go through A with you as the Commerce Program. Basically, when one business sues another business, it was felt that in Philadelphia County there weren't enough adjustments made to the court process to help businesses economically move their cases. So they've set up a separate Commerce Program where if there's a commercial issue between two businesses, it gets submitted to this, it gets a team leader who is really there to help move the case more quickly. It will have a quicker end. It will have some faster processes, and it's given much closer attention by the court than, say, the major jury program, which we're talking about. The non-jury program is if you didn't want a jury. The arbitration program is for anything, any case that we've talked about under $50,000. They go to non-jury. And then arbitration appeal. When you lose on arbitration, you can appeal to get to a full trial. That's how they deal with those. So basically, by signing this document, if you look at Roman numeral 3 at the bottom that says Other, it says that by signing it, you're going to certify that you're going to serve it on everybody else in the case, and that everything made in this is true and correct. And you understand that if it's not, you can be in trouble. So the attorney has to sign that. I had another copy of this in the case involving Mr. Castro, but they didn't give you the back page, and I thought you'd probably get a kick out of the back page just to show you the amounts of different types of motions you can come up with. If you had asked me, I would say motions are infinite. That is, you can come up with an infinite number of motions. This is a pretty good chance at trying to pin down all the motions, but I don't think it's going to cover them all even then. But in any event, it gives you a little bit more information about what you need to do. And then it gives you a rule which you would submit with your motion packet. They will give it a date. See this rule returnable? This rule returnable will set the date that it's going to be heard by a judge. And this is a copy of the order. Again, everything that has a motion or a preliminary objection is going to have what we call a proposed order. That's where you put in what you want and you submit it along with your motion so the other side knows what you're asking the court to do. Then this document provides a spot where the attorney would indicate what the essence of his complaint is. That it could be any number of things. We will deal separately with a motion for discovery. But that will almost be identical to this. But basically, you'll fill in what you did. You served a document on someone they've refused to answer, or you need a document from them which they won't provide, or you need to inspect something which they won't allow. And you fill that in there. Then here you put in a brief in support of your claim. Most people in these instances often cite the court rule and maybe one case. It's not a typical brief like you would have in an appellate case. It's a much shorter version of a brief. And if you ever go to the discovery court, you'll realize why people don't spend an awful lot of time on that. You have to submit a verification saying everything that you've said in this is true. It's important stuff because you've got to be able to rely on what people said. And then a certification of service. You're always going to have a verification which says that what's in the motion is true, and you're going to have a certification of service that says you served it to everybody. Those are crucial in any motion. And that's basically the end of a motion. It's all here, everybody. This is the standard forms which you plug in, fill in your stuff, and submit to the court. That's how motions go. Cost of motions are $50. They're not really that expensive. Very popular. We will get to discovery motions. Discovery motions are unpopular both with attorneys and unpopular with the court, and we will talk about that shortly. But that's all for now on General Introduction to Motions and Motion Cover Sheets.